We're gonna keep all this in.
Shoot, here we go.
It's so pretty.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Secrets of a Church Girl podcast. I don't know what episode this is.
Me neither, but we're back.
And
We missed last week.
yeah, we were out last week. Sam, do you want to jump?
We just didn't want to put out content with everything going on right now in like the Asian community. We didn't want to like, not meaningless content, just like content that was taken away from what's going on.
Yeah. So we're back at another week and we're chilling. It feels good. I mean, we had a week off, which was just like one day.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're back. And then we also had some discrepancies on filming days. Oh my gosh, I could not. We normally film on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But this week we were going to film on Tuesday because Sam's work schedule was just going to allow for that. And Tuesday I felt like I was having my child. So we waited that day. And then I don't know why in my head I thought we were filming the very next day, even though she said, oh, Thursday works. And because you said tomorrow I'm off at 4, so I read tomorrow and then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the rest of the text.
Yeah, and then I get off work and look at her Insta story and she's like, ooh, ready for filming. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, I cannot. My hair,
Everything.
I couldn't even tame it if I were to try. When I was coming home yesterday, I was like, no.
Not gonna work. So I got ready, which takes a whole army at this point. And then we didn't film.
And I texted her, I was like, wait, we're not filming today, right?
Yeah. And I was like, oh. So here we are on a Thursday, which is late for us, but
I feel
back.
like we filmed on almost every like day other than our filming day.
yeah, it kind of does happen quite often. But here we are. And I have the hiccups. I also have my large Diet Coke that has no vibes sitting here. Once
okay,
or twice
my
a
coffee is
week.
literally great.
I know, but it's such a vibe in that cup. With no aesthetic. I have a blanket on. I have
You
like
guys like ASMR?
I'm just
I do.
cozy. You know.
Here, that's
Anyway, I just wanted to explain the no aesthetic because that's not my vibe. Sam and I were talking about doing some sort of eating and
making
talking.
making this podcast, eating and talking. But we don't know, like,
But we know that would be so weird.
I
if
like
you're-
eating ASMR. She doesn't.
I think a
so.
lot of people don't like the sound of people eating.
I mean,
A
we're
lot
not
more
gonna be
than
like
do.
eating into the mic.
Yeah. We were just talking about it because how easy would it be to just, and then we could be like, everyone's doing a nice meal.
Yep. Oh yeah, that would be
Just
so
treat
good.
ourselves. Maybe we could just do a video version of something. I don't know.
Mukbang.
But I was thinking about it. Okay, so we had last week off, and then the week before was just audio, wasn't it? Or no, we had video.
I think no, that was the first week we had our setup,
Oh, okay.
and the week before that was just audio. That
Yes,
was a
you're right.
whole other story.
But we came back strong, baby, with 3 angles, and we have a whole cast, right? I mean, a whole what is it? Team, a crew,
crew
We have
or
a crew of 1. Say hi. Yeah. Billy's switching for us, so yeah, we're just excited. It's fun to be back for another week. We're gonna jump in with peaks and pits. Tell me what you got, shmam.
Is it because you don't have any? Because now I blinked.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was like, oh my gosh, what are my peak and pit of the week? What's happened? What week are we in? Where are we?
My peak, I think, is that we got the treadmill, even though I haven't gone on it.
I have to tell you a story about the treadmill already.
We get a treadmill. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I haven't gone on it. Have you gone on
No, I just got it set up so it could
it? Okay.
start.
What's your peak?
My peak is I made it to 9 months, but it's also kind of a pit because I'm like, man, I'm feeling huge, dude.
You don't look cute. I'm tempted to say that.
Thanks, but I feel like everything is just crushed, like being completely crushed.
I feel like I say this literally every day. There's a literal child in you.
I know, but you never felt like this before, so you're like, what the heck? So I guess that's peak. And then I'm like, I just want to have her already, which I'm trying to hold on, but also hoping that I don't just pass the time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have her on like the 4th or the 5th because my nephew turns 1 on the 1st, and then his first birthday small COVID safe celebration or whatever is on like the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And they're my whole family's in California. So it would be nice if we could get through that and celebrate him. He's like my favorite little squishy thing in the whole world. And then have Atlas, and then my family can come. Because, yeah, It would be crazy if it happened like
I know.
tomorrow.
I was literally just saying how every day, and if Randy and her husband are not here, I freak out and I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to have the
I
baby?
told you. I was like, we're going to tell you. She's like, but what if you don't?
I'm not like concerned if you don't. I'm not expecting you to like text like you're literally gonna be in pain.
I'm going to be passing your work and send your text and see if you look at your watch.
He's gonna be rushing you there. I don't know. I'm just like, okay. So I've been looking on like Find My Friends.
She's like, please don't be at the hospital.
Where
oh my
are
gosh.
they?
So yeah, I'm hoping that I have her by the 4th or 5th, because then that can give some time for recovery and all that, because we have to go to Florida in May. There's just a lot of things that, you know, now that you're in your 9th month, you're like, oh my God, she's actually coming.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my peak and pit is it's just you're 9 months. So you're like, what the heck, dude?
My pit is work every week.
Pit is work, peak is check.
Yeah.
Peak is Fridays.
Mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna talk about some of like our favorite movies right now, what are our all-time, what are just like classics. And then we were talking last time about how we had strict parents, and I put on my Instagram and asked people to give stories, and we'll get to them a little bit later, but dude, you're literally gonna die. So many people have stories about like,
really, like,
I feel like people are opted to share those more because it's like, oh, I'm an adult now, and
Yeah.
like, or it's like funny, I was a crazy kid back then. There were probably like 50 people that submitted stories.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Were a lot of them like like from Christian families or no?
Some of them weren't from Christian families, but still had really strict parents. Like they just had
Wow.
strict parents, period. Like they weren't Christian or Catholic or anything. And then I was also asking like if anybody who answered thought that because of how they were parented, either A, they won't be parenting, or B, it like deeply affected the way they're
I was
parent.
gonna reply, but I didn't.
Will not be having children.
I didn't want to expose myself on our podcast.
So it was really funny. But anything new that you started to watch? Oh, I have a question before
What?
you even get to answer
What?
that. Did you start?
I feel like I already know the answer is gonna be no.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
I'm already disappointed.
I forgot.
Bro, how long do I have to pull your hair to get to
Listen.
watch certain things, and then you're like, anyway, we're talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I forgot, and then I literally saw an ad, and I was like, oh my gosh, it came out. Then I thought about it for that 1 second, and then I forgot again until you said it right now.
Anyway, dude, it is the most Marvel series.
Yeah, the trailer looks like
Dude,
it.
so it's just so different from WandaVision, which of course you want.
I miss Wanda.
Because it's like diversity in their content. They're never gonna make two of the same anything. But like, axe that 5 Spider-Mans later. But
Okay, true.
no, but they like the style of content. Dude, it's so different, but it's so good.
I'll have to watch
So
it
good.
probably this weekend.
So much action
trying to not
from
do
the
so.
jump. You're like,
Really? The trailer looks funny. Is it funny?
yeah. There's definitely it's well, Anthony Mackie's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like he's funny. And then oh gosh, what's his name?
I don't know his real
His
name.
real name.
I
Well,
don't know.
you know who we're talking about. He's just really sarcastic, I feel like. But Anthony Mackie's like funny. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Anyways, any movies?
That I've been watching or that
Yeah.
I like or
I don't know.
um,
Whatever. Oh, okay, let's start with just top 3 faves.
Twilight.
That's like one of your favorite movies that's ever for you that's like in the top.
No. I just have them all and like I go through my little phases every now and then.
Because I feel like Twilight, Hunger Games, and Harry Potter.
Like the franchise.
Yeah, all those franchises.
No,
are
I can't believe I just watched
staples.
Harry Potter last year.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Which you weren't allowed to watch.
That's
though.
why for like literally my whole life until I was like 18, I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter. But then I found out Melly watched it, my sister, and I was like,
How did she get away with that?
I don't know.
Is it just
She
'cause
just said she
she's-
wanted to watch it, and like,
your parents were cool?
yeah, I guess.
It happens with the youngest one, okay? It makes you tell how bitter I am. Dude, that's how it was with Lee. Me and Mariah, my parents were so strict.
Yeah, I know.
And then with Lee, she could do whatever the heck she wanted.
Hmm.
But I feel like Lee's also, and maybe this is just youngest siblings in general, are so much more chill.
Okay, Melly's the same way.
No.
Melly doesn't do anything wrong. She's never been spanked.
Oh my
Has Lee ever been spanked?
Yes.
Yeah, Melly's never
Sorry,
had
girl.
a hand laid on her.
Yeah, she didn't get spanked nearly as much as any of us.
Dude.
Bro, I was whooped.
The way I witnessed your guys' whippings.
The way that Sam was so close, she saw us get spanked. She was so close
Stand
to
there
us.
like, you guys know the emoji? This,
Please not me
the
next.
emoji that's like...
Dude, it was so awkward.
I have
I would
such
be even
vivid...
more angry.
I have such vivid memories of that, like, watching you.
You hear that, mother and father? You hear that?
Your dad spanking.
Dude, my dad used to spank the crap.
I know.
But I was extremely mischievous.
Yeah,
That was the worst of all of my
we
sisters.
were liars.
Yeah, we used to do whatever we wanted, but somehow because we would find a way, which just wasn't good. Don't
Yeah.
lie to your parents.
Don't
kids.
lie. It will come back.
It will. If your parents pray, they're gonna find out. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I feel like that I just watched Harry Potter that I think I really like it.
Oh, I really like it.
Like it's up there.
If you, and I know this is gonna be controversial because I know Billy wasn't allowed to watch or read Harry Potter, and Mariah, my older sister, wasn't allowed either for a while, and then because I think your mom said something, one of my aunts gifted her us all. I think it's 7 books.
I was gonna say I feel like I remember seeing her with the book.
Yeah, so she had them, and then when we started to get more involved, I was still younger. Mariah must have been like 10. I would have been like 6 or 7. So she was gonna start reading them because my aunt gave them to her, and then my mom just was like not about it because it was like witchcraft and like all this stuff. But if you read into the context of a lot of the writings, it's very parallel with the story of the gospel, like Harry Potter being. And it's not okay. We're not saying Harry Potter is Jesus, okay? But I'm saying parallel with the story, like who he is. He's like the one that's gonna save everybody and change it all and kill the enemy and like all this stuff. Take back the keys to life and death when he kills Voldemort and then which anyway, it runs parallel in the story if you wanted to, but you could also like deeply over spiritualize and kind of make it all crazy. But when I remember that like something came out about that, and I think that I'm pretty sure that's what Mariah used as ammo.
Oh my!
To be able to
She
finish
would.
reading it.
She would.
Yeah. So but by the time that I would have been interested in watching it, which would have been like 6th or 7th grade, that's when I watched it. But a few movies had come out by then, because I think the first one came out in 2001.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I just watched it last.
So I
year.
would have been in 1st grade. So I probably wouldn't have watched it. I would not have watched that in 1st grade. Probably would have given me nightmares.
We wouldn't even understand it. Like.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done much for us. But yeah, Harry Potter. Your mom didn't let you watch it at all, huh?
Mm-mm.
Even when you got older, like if you.
I didn't want to by then.
Oh.
See, which is why it took me so long. Like a lot of stuff I wasn't allowed to watch. I didn't like want to watch it until I could, and then I just didn't.
Yeah.
Except Twilight.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell us about Twilight. Here's confession time for Sam.
Y'all. Oh my god.
Or submission. This isn't a confession. You're just submitting a story.
I got grounded for a month for watching Twilight after my parents told me not to. And they say now, like in today's time, they say it wasn't because you watched it. It was because you lied or something like that.
Disobeyed us.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, it didn't sound like that when y'all were spanking me about it.
Your mom's gonna be so mad that she's being outed.
Literally, I remember the conversation so clearly. Like, okay, I watched it at Brianna's.
Brianna Tricky's one of our friends.
She's literally like on her way.
Which is crazy because she's gonna be living here.
Yeah,
in,
they're like
in Fredonia.
moving today.
Yeah.
Here.
The day we're filming this, they left.
And I told like they didn't even like her and her mom didn't even ask if I was allowed. It wasn't even a question like, oh,
Yeah.
Twilight, let's watch it. And I'm in high school at this point.
Yes, let's preface that. If she would have been like in 6th grade, okay, maybe let's find out if you're allowed to watch
No,
it.
I was in high school. And I go to her house and we're like, oh, movie night. And we're like watching it, whatever. Then I slept over. So then my parents come to pick me up the next day. And Brianna's mom was like, oh, the girls had so much fun at the movie. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh my God, caught. Yeah. I was like, oh. And then my mom was like, oh, what movie did they watch? And I was like, oh my
Don't
God.
answer that.
Like I could feel my soul coming out of my body. And then she was like, oh, Twilight, they loved it. And I was like, and my mom looked at me and she was like, and I was like, Oh my god.
He said, I'm actually falling out with this
Yeah,
beard.
you know when like your parents give you the look and you're like, it's over. Okay,
Yes.
that was it. Then we get home.
I remember that look when she thought we.
It was so a cringe after that. And then Brianna's mom was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Like she couldn't watch it." And I was like, "My God, this is so."
She's
awkward."
like, she knew she couldn't watch it.
Yeah, and then we get home and like your parents sit me down in my room, all disappointed. They took my phone away for a month
I remember you were grounded for so long.
for watching Twilight.
Dang, dude. Well, I understand the principle of don't do what your parents told you not to do. But also the restriction on where it is, I can understand where we would question.
Yeah. And then after that whole debacle, I was able to watch them freely.
Yeah, like after you were grounded. They were like, well, if you already saw it, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember, I think, that's so crazy, first of all.
I know. It's so embarrassing.
No, I think some people, it does affect what, like how you watch and what you see, because then you start dreaming about it and like have nightmares.
But not Twilight. But I mean, like crime stuff. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, so I can understand why parents would like put restrictions on stuff. But then I think I like we were saying last week, my parents were really strict in the beginning of us becoming Christians, because my parents didn't go to church before, like First Assembly and then Destiny. So Mariah was like older, a little bit older by the time she got involved in church, and I think I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. So to me, it was all I knew. Mariah was like a shift. Like she used to be able to kind of do what she wanted and watch what she wanted and wear what she wanted. And then when we started going to church, it changed. But yeah, I think with my mom, when she was really strict in the beginning, because everything started changing, we had to listen to her or whatever, all that stuff. But I think after a while she realized like, okay, I have to let them watch some of this stuff and listen to some of this stuff, so that when you can, you're not like completely taken back by this whole other world of media, but also to like let us gauge and grow our own like convictions for stuff. Because if you're not even just your parents, but in a relationship or whatever, if the other party is constantly the level of like the conviction level for you, then when they're not there, you don't have any. You don't have like a.
That's true.
So obviously in parenting it's different, because you are a literal parent. This is your child. You have to raise them to be decent human beings. But I think there is a sense where you kind of have to start pushing or like holding back what convicts you just a little bit, to allow your child or your friend or your significant other grow that themselves. You know, because then how do they learn to gauge those things themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I've even seen it in like relationships where it's like, my boyfriend doesn't A, B, C, or D, or he can't this, and that, or he shouldn't be playing this video game past a certain time, or he needs to stop doing this, or he needs to do this for me. Like all of these critiques, which if they only do it because you're constantly demanding those things, then when you don't demand them, they don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no like conditioning for themselves. So yeah, I think it's really interesting, because I remember when my mom really was like, you can't watch That's So Raven, and it was like a bunch of stuff that had like witchcraft.
Yeah, that's so weird, because like it wasn't everything. I could watch That's So Raven too. Like I couldn't watch Twilight, but I could watch That's So Raven. It was just like, I don't know,
confusing.
Yeah,
when you get older. Yeah, I think so too. I think it can be confusing also, but I do know like essentially you are watching a psychic. But what does that mean? Instead of like hiding people from that, like, oh, I'm not going to even let you watch that or learn that, then you just be like kind of get raised a little bit uneducated. You know, instead of like, hey, this is what a psychic is, this is what we believe that a psychic's role is or isn't, or in our faith, this is what it says about it. So when you watch this, be aware of that, you know? Because then I think you can start to say like, okay, I don't like this, I do like that. Like with music, we were talking about it, like how when my mom started letting me listen to what I wanted to, then I started realizing how much music did affect me. Like how I would get all rowdy with Lil Wayne and like feel angry after. Yeah. And then I stopped listening to him as much, but I had to grow that. Yeah. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. We had a spider incident.
An incident.
And Billy's an arachnophobic, so it's quite traumatizing when we see one in the house. Anyway, thanks Sam and Billy, tag team. Took care of the spider. We're all good.
All good.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Me neither.
But let's jump into top 3 favorite movies
Did I think didn't we talk about this in the car with Brianna and Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just say those.
Okay, we'll do like your favorite, and then if there's like classics you have, then we'll just talk about those.
Well, I think my top ones that I can literally watch over and over and over are The Proposal,
Yes.
Devil Wears Prada, and I don't know what my third one is. I don't know. Because I want to say like one of the franchises that I like.
Is any of them Marvel or any of them Marvel?
No.
Oof.
There's too many to pick from.
That hurts my heart.
Like, there's just too many to pick from.
Okay, I'll let you finish. Give me another one.
I don't know.
Is any of them like? And you can say one of the franchise movies.
I want to say Hunger Games, but then it's between Hunger Games and Harry Potter.
Yeah, I would definitely say that they're. I feel like Twilight is nostalgic.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
it holds like a very special place in your heart. But it's not like a cinematic movie where I'm like,
Yes.
wow, these are.
And there's like multiple of those too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good.
Okay,
I could vibe
yours.
with that. I think. Okay. So I feel like I have so many sections like of movies that I like to watch.
Same.
Because I feel like it goes without saying that, you know, Twilight, Harry Potter, for me, those ones are like, you know, Hunger Games also. But, okay, Django and, no, it goes between Django Unchained and Inglourious Bastards.
I know I'm not going to know any of these.
I know.
We're so different.
I know. Well, I didn't used to watch any Quentin Tarantino movies. And then Billy kind of got me like on a kick where we sat and watched like all of them, which Jesus, they're intense, bro. But they're brilliant movies. Like I don't care what you say. I feel like it's probably gonna have to be Inglourious Bastards over Django Unchained, just because Inglourious Bastards, dude, is so funny too, in like the weirdest dark humor kind of way. So yeah, Inglourious Bastards, Avengers: Infinity War is absolutely up there. Yeah, Infinity War. I want to say Endgame, but I feel like that's a little bit cheesy. I feel like Infinity War affected me. Like it deeply affected me. Like
yeah, you're not wrong.
And then I know I'm going to get so much crap for this, but definitely Greatest Showman. I could watch that movie a million times.
You were very vocal about it when it came out.
I was an advocate for Greatest Showman.
I've only seen it once in my whole life.
Oh, dude,
I don't know. I just like the singing is like musical movies are just like a lot for me.
I like musicals.
Unless it's High School Musical.
I love musicals. That's also in one of the franchises, all the High School Musicals.
Yeah. See, there's just like different, because then I have like separate ones for like superhero movies or like not superhero, but like kind of actiony.
Yeah.
But
and then I feel like there's classics that you have like Mean Girls and Clueless.
Yes. And then like rom-com.
Yeah. So
it's like everything separated into the genres that it is for me.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of separates into the genres, but I feel like my top three are pretty. It's a wide palette.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a Marvel movie. You have a really like well cinematography, editing, like with Tarantino, and then you have like a musical.
Greatest Showman. Wow.
Yeah, I freaking love that movie, dude.
I'm shocked that it's like up there in your top 3.
I know, but I literally couldn't stop watching it. I feel like if I were to think, I could think of other ones that I would be like, yeah, you're right. That's probably like Parent Trap, classic.
Yeah. But it's not in my top. Like, it's like nostalgic, like you said. There's like a category.
You belong here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think those are my favorites. Were there any movies other than Twilight that you can remember growing up you weren't allowed to watch?
Movies? And just like scary movies. Like horror movies. But I don't like horror movies at all. Like I'm too chicken for that.
Me either.
Horror movies. Yeah, I don't have like specific movies besides Twilight. I feel like I didn't really watch a lot of stuff that wasn't like Disney.
True.
Disney stuff.
I know Billy makes fun of me because I watched Disney Channel like through high school.
Literally Disney Channel was on her TV 25/8, y'all.
I don't know what else you would put on at that time. I wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't either, but I would go sleep over and she would have to sleep with the TV on and I couldn't.
And now I don't.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I would
guess
grow
when
out
you
of.
have a TV in your room.
I know.
Like, I had to sleep in silence when I still do, but when we were growing up, she always had to have the TV on, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna sleep, but I always slept over.
And you always slept.
Yeah, I literally would go to sleep way after her
Really?
and wake up way before.
Yeah, you did. Oh my gosh, there's this funny TikTok, and it's like those early morning sleepover friends.
Yep. I just laying there like, because I didn't want to wake her up.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to watch on TV because I couldn't watch MTV and I couldn't watch E News at the time, which was like
I don't even remember like seeing E News growing up.
I do. I remember once I got into high school wanting to watch it and was like, no, you don't need to see all that.
Mine was E.T.
And then, dude, I remember becoming like a junior, and that's when Jersey Shore came out.
Oh.
And my parents did
Oh
not.
my god.
They did not let me watch it, dude.
I only watched it at your
Yeah. They were like, it's so raunchy. It's like, no, you don't need to be watching that crap, like all that stuff. And I was
Jersey Shore is so funny.
It's freaking hilarious, dude. I can understand why you wouldn't want.
It's so funny you said that. One of my friends on Twitter, we constantly send each other, or she always sends me Jersey Shore stuff and says like, "Oh, you're Snooki,"
Dude,
and
I feel like by that point in high school, my junior year of high school, anything I would have seen on Jersey Shore, it was happening right here. I saw it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I feel like that was a little too late to try and like, oh, don't watch this one.
Block it out.
Yeah. I feel like by high school, a lot of stuff, like sophomore, junior, senior year, you're seeing like pretty much
everything.
And or you're either seeing it or you're hearing about
And
it.
if you're in sports, it's even worse.
Yeah, you're hearing about it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't understand that. The little
Man, I forgot about Jersey Shore. How did I forget about Jersey Shore? Yeah, I definitely wasn't allowed to watch anything on MTV.
That's so crazy. I know. I remember Mariah used to watch this show called Room Raiders. Do you remember that?
No, I remember Silent Library.
Silent Library? What
I
the
love that show. I always wanted to be on Silent Library because
Is that where you won money for like doing?
No, Silent Library. It's where you like had to do challenges and you couldn't laugh in the library. And it was like,
Yes.
I don't know what the like what you would win though. Like
Money. Probably $200 a question.
I always wanted to play that game, even though I was really terrible at. Like I would always laugh at the wrong moments.
I was gonna say you laugh at the freaking worst moments, dude.
And just try to ease tension, okay?
Hey, I've needed it a lot of times. Sam just laughs out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, thank God.
She's all mad.
No, there's times where I would get in awkward situations, and you just hear Sam in the background, and I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, I got in trouble for laughing in school so much. I got kicked out.
I do remember walking through the halls and seeing you in the hallway sometimes and being like, what are you doing over there?
I was laughing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pull up some of the
Oh yeah, I haven't heard any of these, so this is new for me too.
yes. Okay, so I asked, did you have strict parents growing up? 72% of people said yes, and 28% said no.
Wow.
Which it's so funny because I'm looking at some of these names that voted yes or no, and I remember some of the people that voted no. I remember going to their houses and being like, "Your parents were cool."
That's crazy because I was gonna say in high school I feel like I was the only one with strict parents.
I know there's people that in here that said that they had strict parents, and I'm like, your parents were not nearly as strict as mine, dude. You ain't had none of that.
We have a different definition.
I know, seriously, but yeah. So it's funny because I'm looking at some of these names, which I think is so cool. Okay, and then I asked, share your experience. Did you guys like sneak anything or sneak out of your houses or like sneak watching shows and movies? Share your stories anonymously, which I mean, like, I'm not going to say the name. Someone was like, this isn't anonymous, but I'll tell you anyway.
I know. And I saw that. I was like, I think she meant to say that it was like not going to be shared with her name.
Yes. Okay. So a bunch of people are just telling stories about like, yes, I had a super overbearing parent. Someone said, even after I got pregnant at 17, I still wasn't allowed to go out on a Friday or Saturday night.
Wow.
That feels like me and Billy. Even when Billy and I got engaged, my mom still was like, "You're not allowed. He's not allowed in your room."
I mean, understandable. Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, but we lit in my bedroom. You could see into my room with the door open when standing from the kitchen and the living room. Like you could see us. Like you could see my whole room.
Wait, what house was it?
At Shadow, and when we lived in Shadow Hills. Okay, not from the living room, but if you were standing in the kitchen, you know how that second mini master that was on the left.
Yeah.
If the door was open from the kitchen, you can see into the whole
yeah
thing. So I never understood. I guess my mom didn't want to stand in the kitchen all day, just staring into the room.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, but she said even after I got pregnant at 17, I still wasn't allowed to go out. A lot of people said, like, heck no. I did not try to sneak out and go anywhere because my parents
That's a
always
death wish.
caught me, or like they would have been caught, or they were just plain like terrified. Like I was way too scared.
Yeah, like, my parents put me in the room that had a huge bush in front of it, of the windows.
Remember that? Ooh,
Like, there's
child.
no way if I opened the window, the bush was right there. Like, there's no way I could get out.
Literally. Yeah. So a lot of people said no, and which was me. I would never have snuck out.
You never did?
No.
Mm.
I went
Oh, I
to
thought
friend's
you did.
house, and then I like lied and said we were gonna stay there all night, but then we would go to a party, which was like twice.
Oh no, I couldn't even do that.
And I will tell you
too
the story.
scared.
Are you ready for this, bro? It was horrible. And when I tell you that if you have parents or people praying for you, you will always get caught, dude. Even if it's not like, oh, caught going or caught at the party, they will find out somehow later, okay? So I went to one party and I didn't get caught for it, and I was like, oh, I could do this. I could go to parties, whatever, all this stuff, right? But even that party was super chill, and it was at a girl's house, and it was at someone my mom knew, like my mom knew who she was, but she ended up putting a party on while I was spending the night. But I just said I was spending the night, didn't say there was also a party. So that was one of them.
Slick.
Yeah, and
That's
it was
slick.
I was like, oh, we're good, because technically I am just spending the night here.
I'm
And
not lying.
Only a few people were coming, you know what I mean? And so that was one. And I feel like, okay, I didn't get caught for that because I did stay here. I didn't leave the house. The parents were here the whole night, like the whole thing. And then another party I went to, and it was like a bigger one that like everybody, the seniors were there. And like, I think I was a freshman or maybe a sophomore, but all the upperclassmen were there. And it was crazy, dude. I was like, this is the craziest party I'm ever going to go to my whole life. And I thought it was so cool and so popular. And then the next day we were at church, dude. And one of the upperclassmen that was there knew my older sister and my mom. And they saw us at church. He saw us at church and he walked up to us. And he was like,
Oh my gosh.
and he walked up to my mom. I wasn't standing there. He walked up to my mom, Ryan, and he was like, it was so good to see Miranda yesterday at the party. She's so nice. Like, you guys.
This is literally the Twilight situation.
Bro, she's so nice. Like, all this stuff. And my mom was like, oh, cool. I'm so glad you, like, got to meet her or whatever. And then my mom came to me. She goes, so how was your party yesterday? And I was like,
What happened to you?
oh my God, I got in trouble. I got in so much trouble. I not so much trouble, but I was like grounded for a few weeks and was like, my mom was more like, what if something would have happened to you? I wouldn't have known where you were.
But didn't she? Didn't you say?
No, that was the first. This is the
this
second
is
one.
Yeah.
I had said I was at my friend's house, who's actually used to live up the street from us, and I wasn't there, and I was at somebody else's house. So my mom was just like, what if something would have happened and I wouldn't have known where you were, like all that stuff, which I get, but also
That's
it was
understandable now.
terrifying. Oh, now
I get it now.
Yeah, I feel like now I'm just more aware.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Atlas has that awareness. Jesus help us. But yeah, I agree. After like that wasn't even like sneaking out. I was never like home, and my parents thought I was home and asleep and would leave the house.
Oh
that
yeah, no, that's.
my dad used to come check on us like at random hours of the night.
I don't know if my parents ever did that. I was sleeping, so.
No, dude, I would hear my door, and then my dad when he walks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a freaking
Your dad stops.
doom doom doom. So I knew anytime he was getting up, and yeah, I was just way too scared. But yeah, some people said that when someone said I hid a lot of things from my mom and never thought I'd get caught, but did. Someone said my mom tried really hard to be strict, but I took advantage of her because she worked a lot and she was a single mom. So like, mom was out working, so I kind of just did whatever. A few people said, like, basically at the time, it felt like their parents were really strict, but now that they're a little bit older, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Literally like what we were saying right now. Let's see. Someone said, yeah, my parents were strict. I went to the movies with my friends to see an R-rated movie, and my mom found the ticket, and I was grounded.
Oh my gosh. Why does that sound like something I would do?
Oh my gosh, your mom found the ticket stub.
I don't know if. Oh yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies at all, or even PG-13 for a long time.
I remember that. I remember there were movies that weren't like crazy, and you weren't allowed to come with
Yeah,
us to watch them if
I
they were
know.
PG-13.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
New trauma unlocked.
I know.
Um,
Do you remember when we pranked my mom and said I went to the freaking dance?
Yes. Okay. You know how you said, dude. You know how like you were talking about the story of Twilight, and your mom looked at you with the eyes like you're done. I was gonna say I remember those eyes, dude.
Yeah, we pranked my mom.
Okay, so Sam wasn't allowed to go to school dances. Also,
Oh yeah.
she also wasn't allowed to go to school dances.
I didn't ever go. Okay, by the time high school came, I could go, but I didn't want to, so I never went to any dance ever.
Yeah. Yes, that's also very true. But I was going to winter ball at the high school that I was going up in. I would think it was at La Quinta at the time.
It
Which
was.
They had way more students than anywhere else.
Yeah,
so it was,
LQ
like,
parties
super
though,
litty.
and everything was just way crazier. Than...
Yeah. So I was going to go with my friends, and Sam was staying for the weekend because her mom and dad they were out of town for something, an anniversary or getaway weekend or something. And so I said, why don't we get you dressed with me? Because I wanted her to get ready with me, low key, like down at the bottom. I was like, I wish we were going together, but
I was just watching.
Yeah, so I was like, just get ready with me and then we'll take pictures and pretend that you came with us. And just like joke around that she came or whatever. And it was fun because we got to get ready together. So I felt like you were coming with me. And so I went to the dance by myself, well, with the group of a bunch of my friends. We went to the dance, had fun, whatever, came back.
I was at her house with her siblings, okay? Wasn't just there.
Yeah, so then I get back, whatever, the weekend ends, her mom comes to pick her up. And we were like, we want to show you these pictures of Sam from this weekend. And she was like, oh, okay. So I turned my phone and I showed it to her. And it was her dressed, like we were like posed.
I literally, like, it looked like I was going to the dance.
And your mom literally went, oh, okay. Sam, go pack your stuff. You're probably not gonna hang out here for a while. Melanie, say bye to your Nina. You're not gonna see her for a little bit. That. And we were like,
my mom literally said that, like, seriously, like, not even kidding.
Dude, we were, shh. I was like, no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, please. I sat here all weekend.
She didn't believe us.
Yeah, she didn't.
And we were like, I was like, no, we were just joking. She just got ready with us and we just wanted to show you a picture and like have a prank or whatever. Backfired. But she got shut us down real quick.
Yeah, that backfired so bad and we didn't expect it.
No, I did not. I was not prepared for that. I was like,
no fun here.
I'm just kidding.
I bet you though she'll say that she doesn't remember any of this.
I'm sure.
Any of this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Someone said the first class I ever skipped was in college, and even then I felt guilty because of how strict their parents were.
Ooh, I didn't skip classes in high school. Did you?
If I skipped them, I like went and sat in the library with Melinda because it didn't feel good.
I didn't.
Or I was just like not having a good day.
No, I never skipped.
Yeah.
I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have a car.
And dude, by the time that we were in high school at Shadow Hills at a brand new school, there was too much security.
Oh yeah, we couldn't get out.
Yeah, it was way different. Like way different.
It was kind of in the middle of the desert, so you could see everything.
It wasn't like you could just run for the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I have a bunch of other people. Oh, someone said my parents were opposite of strict. They would drive me to the bars or even buy me alcohol. I had friends like that.
What?
That their parents were like, I would rather you party and have fun here. So I'll buy the drinks, all this stuff, invite your friends here.
I knew people like that. I didn't have like close friends who were like that, but I knew people whose parents were like that, and I just could not get my head around it.
I know. No. I
never.
I couldn't understand. My dad would have never bought us anything. I think if I would have been Lee and she would have pushed for it, he would have done that for Lee.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But when we were in high school, nah, it wasn't a thing.
My parents don't even let me have alcohol in front of them now, and I'm 25.
Don't you get me started. Let me see. Someone said, if I were to sneak out of my house, my butt would still be purple to this day. I'm 30.
Honestly, same.
Oh my gosh. Some people just said their family was really open, talked about sex, relationship advice, and I didn't have to sneak out because my parents would let me out. Go ahead, Kara. Someone said being a pastor's kid was terrifying.
Mood. My life.
Oh my gosh. I did all the sneaky stuff at my dad's house because at my mom's, she was way more strict. I had friends like that also, that their parents were separated and there were rules over here and rules over there. Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. I remember that, dude. That's very confusing. Oh my gosh. Someone said, my mom didn't let me shave my legs till I was in 10th grade.
Oh, actually, my mom didn't. I think
You were allowed to shave because you wanted to swim.
Yeah, well, I was in gymnastics.
Oh, yes, I remember
so I
that.
did, but for my sister, no. My sister, like my mom, I was like, let her shave,
She didn't, huh?
and not for a while.
I remember that.
I don't know how old
Millie.
she was, but like it was for a while, and I was like, if she wants to, let her.
You're like, please.
Yeah.
Aw, Mel. And then the next question I asked was, as an adult, are you glad you had strict parents? 80% said yes, 20% said no. And then I said, how will it affect, or do you think it'll affect your parenting? In this, there was a bunch of different kinds of answers. And someone said, I'm definitely doing the opposite. I'm pretty sure that was the person that said their parents bought them alcohol.
Oh.
Someone just said childhood trauma from how strict parents were,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like can easily help it happen. I think there's a difference between like parents that give you boundaries and you just don't like boundaries or you don't like rules. But then I think there is another side where like a few people just said that like I wish that my parents showed that we trusted each other a little bit more. Not to go to parties, not to hang out with friends, but basic things that we would trust each other, that they felt like they were raising me the right way. And I remember like my mom and I having a conversation when I was like maybe a senior in high school, which I was already coming to the end of her being reigning over my life. But my mom, I remember like, because that year I think she kind of got a little bit more relaxed, and I was like in cheerleading, which was a year-round sport, and I was always traveling for like games and stuff. And in the beginning of the year, she just talked to me and she was like, I'm just so you know, like this is the year for you to like really practice what you've learned your whole life. And I just have to trust that the way I raised you is like gonna work. It's gonna stick. And I think that I was 17 at the time, so I'm almost 18. It wasn't a grown adult, but I think her telling me like, let's see if it stuck. Like, let's see if you can live out what you've learned your whole life. And I think like switching that conversation to where it wasn't like, I'm not going to hold you, I'm not going to run around and chase you to not do and do certain things. This is the time for you to shine and just show that you've learned everything. And when it turned into like my responsibility, I was like, oh, it just felt like, dude, it felt like my parents trusted me to like be who I said I was, and who they taught me to be, you know?
Yeah, my parents said that to me right before I left to Sydney, which was a little bit later. Like I left when I was 19, I think. Or 20. Was I 20?
What year was it?
2016.
Yeah, you were 20 for
I
sure.
think it was 20. But it was a lot later than like,
I was 32. My mom told me, now's your chance.
I mean, it was like, I don't know if it was because there was no other, like, I was literally leaving the country. Like, oh, well, like.
There's no other way to, you can't be in control.
Yeah, but my parents, they said the same thing to me.
Yeah. I think it definitely changes something, because I saw somebody in here saying, I'm trying to find the balance in being their friend. Like I remember my mom being to me, and being their parent that they need at the ages that they're at. Like preteen.
Yeah.
All those different times to where they feel like they can trust you still. And I think if that's reiterated, like, oh, can I do this? And parents feel a little bit like on edge if you reiterate to them like, hey, it's going to be your responsibility to like do as you've been taught, you know? And I remember when my mom said that, those words just like really resonated with me. And I'm speaking not from a parent's perspective, but from like a child.
Yeah.
Like that has parents that were trying to like, my mom was really close with us too. Like in a weird way, as strict as she was always like really calm and like, you know.
Was.
So I think that helped. Someone said that I'm really glad my parents were strict because I know that they saved me from getting into a lot of extra trouble, which is true. I think if I was just allowed to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I feel like I would be a different person now if I was like able to watch whatever I wanted, listen to whatever I wanted. I feel like I'd be way different now. Like, I feel like I'm, for the most part, really calm and like chill and like whatever. But I feel like if I was able to listen to like more worldly music or like watch the rated R stuff when I was really young, I would be so different now. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I just not bad.
Just affected you differently.
Yeah, like my mind.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I even know, like, I remember, oh my gosh, so funny. I wasn't allowed to watch like paranormal stuff either. And I remember Paranormal Activity came out.
Oh my gosh.
And
No, thank you.
Paranormal 1, and I think the second one came out or something like that. And by the second one, I was like begging my mom to watch it. Not because I wanted to see it, but because all of my friends my senior year of high school were going to watch it. Like we were going with like a group of like 20 people, dude, 30 people, like renting out. It would have been like 4 or 5 rows of things in the theater. So I was like, I just want to go for that. Like, I don't care about the movie. I'm not even going to watch it. I was telling them I'm not going to pay attention. Yeah, I just want to go hang out with my friends. It's my senior year. Whatever. We went. Oh, heck no, dude. Oh, my God. Bruh. When I tell you I didn't watch more than half of the movie, I was, like, not paying attention. And my mom was like, fine, but I want you to watch the movie. Go watch it. Like, actually watch it and then tell me how you feel after. And I was like, all right, I'm going to be fine.
I'm scared.
I was like, where's the anointing oil? Do you have sage? Give me anything. Dude, I'm like, I'm a Christian just calling. I was freaked out, dude.
See, I think like the Lord blessed me with being scared of literally everything because I can't.
Dude, I've never watched a scary movie.
I've never wanted to watch it, like ever. Like
me either. But I was like,
even if it was for the experience, if it's a scary movie, hell no, I'm out. No. I don't even want to go for hanging out with you guys.
I'm not gonna miss out on memories because this might scare me a little. But I also am glad I went because I learned I don't like those movies.
I didn't need to learn nothing. I knew.
I knew that the devil was real and that the the spiritual realm is alive and well.
Yeah, we don't play with that.
Yeah, so. I remember going, but having like felt like what she had always talked about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
She was like, "Go in and tell me. Go in and tell me."
I was like, "Can I sleep on your floor, please? Can I sleep in your room?"
I did that. Oh my God, I did that so many.
Me too. Times. I used to sleep on my mom's floor all the time.
It wasn't even for scary stuff.
What was it for?
For like. I watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy and it was like the shooter came in the hospital and shot everybody and I was traumatized.
That's scary.
It is, but I was like traumatized for weeks.
Oh my God.
I slept on the floor of their room almost. I mean, my dad stepped on me.
Dude, I used to live on my mom's floor and Lee slept in their bed for like ever, bro. Sorry to out you, baby.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, I was on their floor a lot.
And then when we moved, they redecorated her whole room and they did like pink and purple princesses. So when she started to sleep in there, sometimes she would end up in the room, step on me, get in the bed.
Wait, why are you on their floor so much?
I don't know. I would get scared. Or I remember one time, I didn't watch scary movies. I still don't watch scary movies. We watched Bird Box like last year, and I was like, thought I was gonna die, dude. I thought, oh my gosh, it was so intense. And I was like, hell nah. So I just realized, but one time, accidentally, Mariah liked scary movies, like alien movies and like weird stuff like that.
Don't. Oh my God.
So I don't know what was on. It may have been like The Ring or I don't know, something crazy. And there was a scene of a girl in a closet and she had like,
she
was like all
I know
scary,
what you're talking
like
about.
in the corner of the closet. And I just saw, I wasn't watching the movie. I like walked downstairs and saw the glimpse of it. And I realized she was in the closet and she was like real scary looking. So I avoided my closet, dude, for like 3 months. I was like, nope, you're in there. I can feel it. Dude, so I said, I'll just sleep on mom's floor. She can't get me all the way.
We're literally the same.
That was so scary.
Like, but me, I'm more sensitive. Like, I couldn't even watch SVU anymore, like Law and Order SVU,
really?
Because I'm so scared that stuff will happen to me. Like, it's more realistic than like, which I think is why I'm scared. But like, I'll like, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna come to you and be like, can I sleep on the floor? Can I sleep on the wooden floor?
Atlas's room available.
Yeah, so I think if I was allowed to watch that, I don't know, like how I would be now.
Lee used to watch scary. Dude, my dad used to take Lee to scary movie premieres with him.
Why?
Like The Omen. Like
your dad liked all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves. My dad likes all kinds of crazy movies. We just watched one the other day when he was here. It was called. What was it called?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it was. I walked in. Everyone's like, "Why are we watching this?"
Dude, it was weird, horrible. I'm sorry, horrible storyline, horrible. I feel so bad. T.I.'s in it.
T.I.
Tip, we like you. You're great. But it was just not. I was like, what? This storyline is so weird, dude. So weird. There's like dinosaurs in it, but huge spiders
Yeah.
and dragons and talking cats, but also really real with like dinosaurs. It's bizarre,
Yeah,
bro.
I walked in and I was like, why are we watching this?
It's super gory. My dad loved it. I forget what the actress's name is. She's like the main girl. She's like in all these action movies, but I was like, no, nothing. It was weird. But yeah, so I think I agree though. Like I think, like you said, like we would have came out a lot different if we watched like a lot of the like scary, like messes with your soul
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I just don't have a desire to watch any of that now.
Do you think if you would have been allowed to watch it at the time, you would have or no?
I don't know, because I was still pretty chicken then. Like, I was scared of a lot of stuff.
I remember so many times walking outside to our car to get something,
You-
and then running inside and
Yeah.
you ah!
Or you would like,
hit the light downstairs.
yes,
And
oh my God, this girl, we were at the bottom of the stairs, leaves me, she turns off the light and runs upstairs.
I used to be scared too, girl. You better keep
Leave
up.
me, she wouldn't say anything though.
Keep up, baby.
Or you would yell too. You
Oh,
would
be
turn
like,
on her, yeah.
That's so funny, dude. The trauma.
What was that one time when we went up the stairs and I tripped on the top stair and you tripped, one of us tripped and then I think I tripped and my knee went straight into the floor and you fell.
That was you. That was definitely you, because your shin was messed up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny, dude. I remember that. Oh my gosh, that's so many memories are getting
I
unlocked.
know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
forgot about.
Yeah, it is crazy. I do think that there are lines for like what you consume,
Mm-hmm.
because I just think it's whether or not you are Christian or practice anything, I think whatever you consume the most, it's what you are.
Yeah.
It's what you think about. It's what you advocate for. It's what you believe in. It's what you're like literally what you dream about. Like
Mhm.
everything. It's what becomes the most important thing in your life. Billy had just posted something. Ooh. Oh, good save, dude. Did you see that?
Yes.
What did it say, Bills?
He's like, what?
Let me see. Oh, it says you are what you contemplate. I don't know why, but that was so hard to remember. Yeah, he just posted something and it just said you are what you contemplate, like what you think about most, what you focus on most, what you like dwell on most.
Mm-hmm.
It's who you become. And I think at such younger ages, like I feel like by elementary and middle school, when you hit 7th and 8th grade, you're no longer like, your mind isn't as malleable. I feel like a lot of what you're going to think for the next 5 to 10 years is there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can understand it being so intense, like middle and elementary school, like middle school, like all that stuff, being real cautious, because then it sets your frame for like high school.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like after high school, no matter how much you try, you can become a completely different person anyway.
Yeah.
You know
Didn't
what I
we
mean?
talk about this? Like, if
Yeah.
you knew us in high school, no, you didn't. Like, we were
You
not.
don't know us now.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
Yeah, because I think it does, dude. It shapes so much of like what you feel, what you like, what you don't like.
Mhm.
Like, dude, look at how intense your parents' filter was, and now you don't even have an inch of like interest in half of the things that you weren't allowed to do.
Yeah. That's
And
so
I feel
true.
like it can happen opposite, like where you just become like obsessed with it. But I think a lot of times it's like, oh,
Or you do it for a little bit and then you're like, oh, well, I actually don't like doing any of this.
yeah.
Like, you just like not wanted to try it, but you did. And then you're like, actually, not for me.
Yeah. I think Billy, it's crazy because Billy growing up, when he lived on the East Coast and both of his parents were still together, everything was really strict. Then he moved to California and it was just him, his dad, and his sister. And he was allowed to do anything, dude. Like, could take his dad's car when he was like 13, 14 years old.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yeah, drove his dad's Mercedes when he was like 14 years old, and they lived in the Cove, and he would like go pick his friends up.
What?
Yeah, he was allowed to go to parties, go to raves, like all that stuff, dude. Starting in high school, kind of had his dad just trusted him, like, dude, if you're gonna mess up, you're gonna mess up. And when he got his dad's car impounded, his Mercedes, when he was like 14 years old, and you know what his dad said? I was like flabbergasted that a parent would even say this. He's like, I shouldn't have let you take the car. It's not your fault. Like, it's my fault that I let
Yeah.
you take the car at all. If I wouldn't let
It's
you take
actually
it.
like so true though.
But like, when would your
Yeah,
parents be
nope,
like, what the heck
nope.
is wrong with you? Which I think he told him like, oh man, you should have been more careful. But it's my fault that I was like, and I think the way that his dad handled a lot of situations has a lot to do with how gentle Billy is, because his dad was always real gentle with him.
Yeah.
Because I saw like in the strict parenting, like how will it affect your parenting? It's like, well, someone said like we're working on deciding what our parenting is, because my husband's parents were super super strict and mine weren't. So now we have like complete opposite experiences. Like we're either trying to be completely opposite from our parents or be the exact same because we like that. So I can't imagine, dude. I'm sure it's stressful trying to raise. I'm sure it's stressful trying to raise kids. But in the beginning, hey, at least we have like a year or two before we really got to start being like, we have a few months in the beginning to.
Did you?
Yes, hopefully. No, not really. You'd never sleep, but.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, that was great.
Yeah, I think it's
Our childhood nostalgia.
Our childhood nostalgia, movies we like. And let's end with one movie, the most recent movie you've seen that you really liked.
Recent. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. The last movie.
I'm trying to think now. What
The
did I
last
watch?
movie, Bridesmaids.
Oh my gosh. That movie kills.
That movie's so funny. I love that movie except the whole bathroom scene. I just can't. It's too
Fallon knows
disgusting.
every word to that whole movie.
That's a pretty good movie. I'll say that movie. It was the last movie that I watched, and it's hilarious.
It kills me, dude.
Yeah.
Anything with Melissa McCarthy is.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh man, what was one of the last movies I watched?
That you liked, because we watched that one together.
Yeah. I've watched it before, but we just watched it recently, and I just remember how much I like it. Kingsman.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. I just love those freaking movies. I'm into like the spy.
I have no interest.
It feels very Pink Panther
Okay.
ish. Like the filming style and kind of like they break the fourth wall a few times and look into the camera. I don't know. I just really like how it's filmed. But I've watched both of them, and I don't know. We watched it again, and I was like, oh, I really like this movie.
I feel like you guys invite me to watch those movies, and I'm like, no.
She's like, it's okay. I'm gonna do laundry, or it's okay. I have to wash my hair. I'm like, get down here, you saltless, tasted movies.
I don't like those movies.
Quentin Tarantino. I'm like, how do you not?
I don't have any. Okay, it's not just him. It's just in those types of movies, I have no interest.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Just like she didn't have interest in Harry Potter, and she didn't have interest in WandaVision, and she didn't have interest in Marvel. We will get there. We just have to slowly introduce them.
Okay, it's gonna take time.
We'll get there.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of whatever this was.
This is just nostalgia movies.
Yeah.
Strict
nostalgia
parenting.
movies.
Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah. There was a lot, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot, but they kind of are all, some of them are like similar.
Yeah. Well, keep sending us your guys' confessions on Instagram and email, right?
Yeah.
We get a lot more on Instagram.
Yeah.
But
I think people have more time.
She does. I don't really post about it. She does. She's better at it. No one replies to me anyways.
You edit.
Yeah, I edit. Yeah, so keep sending us your confessions about literally anything.
We'll take anything.
We'll share. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, we will.
Bye.
Bye.